Good afternoon. My name is Ed Foster, Training Battalion Chief with the Glendale Fire Department. Welcome to the 2020 GFD Awards Ceremony. Thank you for being with us. Please join me in honoring the flag of our country and all who have served to protect its freedom as the current Glendale Recruit Academy, Class 20-1, leads us in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by an invocation by the GFD chaplain, Tim Thone.
Flag detail, fall out. Attention, butt. Right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good afternoon. Will you join me in prayer at this time? Father, we give you thanks today for this time of recognition. We are also mindful and thankful for your working in our lives that enable us to excel in doing noble acts and reaching our goals and dreams. I pray that all these awards recipients who we honor now, that have blessed so many, would be blessed in return as well. May they be an example to many throughout their lives and careers. We are also grateful to all those who have worked so hard to bring this event to completion. Father, I pray that your hand of protection would cover all city and fire division members from all harm, and that your mercy and grace would abound in the lives of all here today. In Christ's name I pray. Amen. Congratulations, friends. God bless you all.
Good afternoon, and thank you for being with us today. My name is Silvio Lanzas, and I proudly serve as the 12th Fire Chief in the 114-year history of the Glendale Fire Department. It is with great pleasure that I welcome you to the Glendale Fire Department's 2020 Annual Awards Ceremony. Although this year our ceremony is a virtual one, our commitment to recognizing the hard work of our women and men and our exceptional relationship with our community and our partners is unchanged. We have a fun and exciting program for you today. At the end of today's program, we have a special live performance by two of our 2019 rookies. Before we move on with today's program, I would like to take a moment to express my thoughts and prayers to all affected by the current conflict in Artsakh and Armenia. I condemn the aggression against innocent lives and continue to pray for peace. I would like to introduce our Glendale City Council, starting with our Mayor, Vrej Agajanian, Council Member Ara Najarian, Council Member Paula Devine, Council Member Artie Kasakian, and Council Member Dan Brotman. Please join me in welcoming our Mayor Vrej Agajanian to share a few words.
Firefighters define courage. They live at a moment's notice, rush to the scene of an emergency, placing themselves in harm's way for a complete stranger's life and property. And they all do it with pride. It is a high privilege and great honor for me to be a part of this year's virtual awards ceremony. I love this city. I love its people. I love what it means for so many. Glendale continues to be ranked as one of the safest cities in the nation, thanks to you and your partners over in the Glendale Police Department. You undertake to protect that community. You undertake to protect the lives of us all. And for us all, I say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for the chance publicly to acknowledge my gratitude to all of you. Whether you are receiving an award today or not, You are all heroes, and we are all grateful to you. We are all aware that this year California has had a terrifying fire season. Wildfires have devoured millions of acres of land, and people in the state have had to flee, leaving behind their homes and memories. Our Glendale Fire Department has sent firefighters and resources to all of them. The Apple Fire, the Zoc Fire, Glass Fire, the CZU Lightning Complex Fire, the Castaic Fire, and the Bobcat Fire. I'm so proud of each of you individually for your service to our community and the people of California. Today is about you, an exceptional group of individuals and exceptional teams working together. On behalf of all residents, businesses, and visitors of Glendale, thank you for who you are and what you do every day for your service to our community.
Thank you, Mayor Agajanian. Next, I would like to introduce our great and soon-to-retire City Manager, Yasmin Beers. Interim City Manager, Rubik Galanian. And our City Attorney, Mike Garcia. Nothing that we do in the fire department would be possible without the support and trust of our City Council and our City leadership. On behalf of the entire GFD, thank you, Mayor Agajanian, City Council, and City leadership for your continued trust and support. I'd also like to thank Congressman Adam Schiff, Senator Anthony Portantino, Assemblymember Laura Friedman, and Los Angeles County 5th District Supervisor Catherine Barger for their support and for sending certificates to help us recognize our awardees. Next, I'd like to introduce our small but mighty Glendale Fire Department command staff. Unable to attend today is Deputy Chief Bill Lynch. Chief Lynch is currently on a boat on his way to the Super Bowl of fishing tournaments known as the Bisbee in Mexico. We wish him smooth seas and good luck on his trip. Next is our Deputy Director of Fire Administration, Anita Shandy. A Platoon Battalion Chief, Chris Stavros. B Platoon Battalion Chief, Todd Tucker. C Platoon Battalion Chief, Brian Ritchie. Training Battalion Chief, Ed Foster. EMS Battalion Chief, Brian Julian. Battalion Chief and Fire Marshal, Jeff Ragusa. And Verdugo Dispatch Battalion Chief, Phil Ambrose. The Glendale Fire Department has an incredible legacy of professionalism, dedication, and excellence. Every day, our 271 members, sworn and civilian, demonstrate their willingness to serve others with steadfast courage, selflessness, and a bold commitment to pursuing a safer future for all who live, work, and visit our jewel city. Each year, our award ceremony gives us the opportunity to reflect and honor all that our fire department employees have done throughout the year. Today, we pay tribute to their heroism, professionalism, and the selfless dedication to our profession and to our city. Although today, several individuals and particular companies will be honored, very little in the fire service is done alone. The culmination of the heroic stories you will hear and the individual accomplishments of our Distinguished Service Award recipients is the cumulative sum of the work of our entire organization. Quite simply, everything that we do comes down to teamwork and training. Every single person, no matter their assignment, title, or position, plays a role in today's celebrated successes. We know that each year, our city fire department responds to over 20,000 calls for help. Our dispatchers last year answered over 177,000 calls for service and serve almost 1 million people across 13 fire departments. Our fire prevention section conducted over 20,000 inspections across our fire and life safety, environmental service, plan check, and new construction divisions. And as many of you know, we are currently in the final months of the most devastating and worst fire season ever recorded in California history. Over 4 million acres have burned already this year. Our Glendale Fire Department members have once again risen to the occasion during these extraordinary times. In the midst of a global pandemic, our fire department has surpassed 1,000 personnel days where our firefighters and dispatchers have been committed to fires across the state. We have sent our personnel and our equipment to 15 different major fires throughout California in just the last 2 months. Our city brush engine just returned last week from an 8-week deployment across the northern part of our state. And we still have 2 members out on a water tender assigned to the Creek Fire. I continue to be immensely proud of the men and women of the fire department and feel privileged to lead such an amazing team. Another daily example of our commitment to our community and the people we serve is our close and outstanding relationship with our Glendale Police Department. Please join me in welcoming Glendale Police Chief Carl Povolitis to share a few words.
Thank you for the opportunity to say a few words to our partners in public safety at this year's Fire Awards Luncheon. This has become a tradition, and I'm honored to have been invited back. In many ways, Glendale is unique as these partnerships are second nature, police, fire, and other city departments along with our community. We work together to solve problems, provide safety, as well as serve those who live, work, and play here in Glendale. This year has been a very challenging year, and it puts those relationships to the test. We are all dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic, and we have had civil unrest. What I can tell you is that those partnerships we rely on to do our jobs are well and as strong as ever. We've had to jointly develop response protocols for COVID-19 in order to do our jobs safely as possible. Not an easy task when you're dealing with the unknown and information that sometimes change daily. Through it all, working together, we continue to provide exceptional service and public safety, playing to each other's strengths. That is the Glendale way. Personally, I'm glad I live in a community with a Class 1 fire department and a full complement of paramedics, one in which the police and fire departments work together to expand EMT availability across the community by cross-training police officers as EMTs, and one in which the command staffs of both departments work together to plan and coordinate responses to major events or emergencies. While there is, and probably always will be, a good-natured rivalry between the police and fire departments, here in Glendale, it is just that, good-natured. So on behalf of the men and women of the Glendale Police Department, I'd like to congratulate all of this year's award recipients. While I know most of you will say that you were just doing your job, your accomplishments are significant, and it is what you do that makes the Glendale Fire Department a great organization. Again, congratulations to all of you.
Thank you, Chief Povolitis. I'd now like to invite Zavan Kazazian, Glendale Fire Foundation Chairman, to share a few words.
Hello, I am Zavan Kazazian, Chairman of the Glendale Fire Foundation. On behalf of the Board of the Glendale Fire Foundation, I would like to welcome you to the Glendale Fire Department's annual awards ceremony virtually. Usually this event is celebrated with a wonderful lunch and festivities. We will be doing everything we can to provide similar experience virtually. I am sure we are all getting accustomed to living our lives virtually. We need to do everything we can to keep ourselves and our community healthy. We pray for a quick recovery for all who are affected by COVID-19. I also pray we return to normalcy in the near future. Today's virtual event is co-sponsored by the Glendale Fire Department and the Glendale Fire Foundation with the help of the Glendale Sunrise Rotary Club. Of course, you will see additional sponsors and supporters as we make the presentations. This event was organized by a team of individuals from the Glendale Fire Foundation, Glendale Fire Department, and the Glendale Sunrise Rotary. Thank you for the hard work of planning and executing. The team leader is Alex Gazalpour. Thank you, Alex, and the planning team for an extremely fine work. Let me start by congratulating and thanking Chief Silvio Lanzas, the command staff, and all the members of the Glendale Fire Department for keeping us safe. We are extremely proud of our fire personnel. Let me also congratulate Police Chief Povolitis for working with Chief Lanzas to create a great partnership between the fire department and the police department for keeping Glendale safe. The public support is extremely important for the success of the Glendale Fire Department. Thank you very much for joining us today and celebrating with us the great work of the Glendale Fire Department. Enjoy the presentation and celebrate with us the accomplishments of the Glendale Fire Department.
I would like to take this opportunity to thank and recognize all of the members of the Glendale Fire Foundation. We appreciate your support and commitment to our fire department and to our community. ABC7 and Ellen Leyva have long been partners of the Glendale Fire Department. Our GFD awards ceremony would not be the same without Ellen being part of it. I'd like to invite Ellen Leyva to share a few words with us.
Hi, dear friends. We meet again for the annual Glendale Fire Department Awards ceremony. I wish we could all be together, but this is 2020. Hopefully next year we'll be back to normal. I am so proud and honored to have acted as your MC for the past 16 years. Thank you to Chief Lanzas and to all of you for inviting me back each year. As you know, ABC7 is a proud sponsor of this event, and on behalf of our President and General Manager, Cheryl Fair, and my News Director, Pam Chen, plus all of my colleagues, we want to say we are truly grateful for everything you've done for our community. The exceptional Glendale Fire Department has been hard at work throughout this pandemic, risking your own lives to keep all of us safe, and we cannot thank you enough. Today, we are recognizing the outstanding work of the Glendale Fire Department personnel. And while it's safe to say you all deserve recognition, today's recipients have gone above and beyond in their efforts to keep our great city of Glendale safe and running smoothly. And we'd like to give a special thank you to the Glendale Fire Foundation for co-sponsoring this virtual event. Next year, I look forward to seeing all of your familiar faces in person. Until then, stay safe and healthy, and just know how truly appreciated you are. Congratulations to all of today's recipients. Enjoy the program.
Thank you, Ellen. As I previously mentioned, the Glendale Fire Department is extremely fortunate and proud to hold many outstanding relationships with our community members and community groups. One of those long-lasting special relationships is with the Glendale Sunrise Rotary Club. For many years, a tradition has been established where at the GFD Awards ceremony, a member of the community is recognized by the Glendale Sunrise Rotary for their outstanding contribution to our city. The individual recognized has exemplified service above self. To present this year's Service Above Self Award is Glendale Sunrise Rotary President Tri Fritz.
Hello, my name is Tri Fritz, President of Glendale Sunrise Rotary, and it's my honor to announce the recipient of this year's Service Above Self Award, Mike Haney. Mike is a homegrown Glendale son, husband, father, grandfather, and friend to many. He attended Verdugo Woodlands, Wilson Junior High, and Glendale High School before heading off to Glendale College and eventually USC. Upon graduation, he became a Glendale police officer for 7 years until he crossed over to the Glendale Fire Department, where he would retire as a battalion chief. Upon retiring, Mike joined Arroyo Investments and is renowned for his work with public employees. He has served on the Glendale College Foundation Board since 2007, including positions of president, vice president, and golf tournament chair. Additionally, he has served on the Glendale Civil Service Commission, tri-chair of the American Cancer Society Relay for Life, VP of the Glendale Management Association, American Red Cross, Glendale Firefighters Association, and is a past president of Oakmont Country Club, where he's a 7-time club champion and often considered the man to beat. His numerous awards include the Albert G. Cornwell Award and California Golden Bear Award from the American Red Cross, the Protector of the Public Award from the Independent Insurance Agents and Brokers of Glendale and Burbank, Distinguished Service Award from Glendale Fire, the Honorable Golf Award from USC, and in 2006 was installed in the Glendale College Hall of Fame. Mike's grandfather and father were longtime members of Glendale Noon Rotary Club. His wife Connie and children Grant, his wife Erin, and their daughter, and his daughter Carly and her husband Dami surround Mike with love. Mike, you're their hero and ours. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Mike. I'd like to invite Mike up to say a few words.
It's truly a great honor today to receive this award. Thank you to the Glendale Sunrise Rotary for this great honor. I was really surprised when they called me. And it's just an honor to be part of the city of Glendale for all these years. And it's got so many great individuals and the community, and it's just fun to be involved in Glendale. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Mike. Congratulations on a well-deserved recognition. Our next awards are our letters of appreciation. These recipients have helped support the mission of the Glendale Fire Department, and we are grateful to them and their willingness to go above and beyond for us. Our first letter of appreciation goes to Glendale Memorial Hospital. We are again fortunate in our city to have 3 outstanding local hospitals who we are not only working with each day, we consider them our partners and our friends. This year, we are proud to recognize Dignity Health Glendale Memorial Hospital with a letter of appreciation. The leadership and staff at Glendale Memorial Hospital, led by Hospital President and CEO Jill Welton, has been extraordinary this year, especially during the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic. GMH has offered round-the-clock availability of testing for our firefighters and city staff. Early on in the pandemic, it was well known that one of the most vulnerable populations in our city were our seniors, and specifically those living in skilled nursing facilities. Glendale Memorial partnered with our fire department to provide COVID-19 testing at skilled nursing facilities in our city. The support, partnership, collaboration, and friendship between the Glendale Memorial Hospital team and our fire department make them an easy selection for this year's letter of appreciation. Congratulations, Jill and the entire team. We appreciate you. Here to accept the award on behalf of Jill and the GMH team is Chief Medical Officer Dr. Will Wang. To help me recognize our awardees today, each of our chief officers will come up and read a presentation of an awardee as I invite the recipients up. I'd like to invite A Platoon Battalion Chief Chris Stavros up to present our next award.
Our next letter of appreciation goes to firefighter Andrew Jimenez. The Glendale Fire Department would like to recognize firefighter Andrew Jimenez for his outstanding work above and beyond that of his job position. Firefighter Jimenez spends countless hours volunteering his time and energy to the Glendale Firefighters Association and to the city at various events, fundraisers, and parties. Not only has he been instrumental in the planning of several of these events, such as the retirement dinner, but he also performs as a DJ at many of the events, such as the Junior Fire Luncheon for local elementary school students and the city employees' Christmas party. Firefighter Jimenez, better known as DJ Tremor, has helped ensure that the Glendale Fire Department honors the fire service tradition of being a family. He often seeks out opportunities to support fellow brothers and sisters, reaching out when personal issues arise. Firefighter Jimenez has helped found Fightin' for Foley, an organization in honor of retired Captain Neil Foley and his fight against ALS. Additionally, Firefighter Jimenez was instrumental in the distribution of thermal imaging cameras and wildland web gear that were distributed to every member of the department this past year. The fire service is a demanding profession that takes a toll on members both physically and mentally. Thankfully, due to the efforts of Firefighter Jimenez, we're able to help support one another. Firefighter Jimenez is a great example of the core values that the Glendale Fire Department holds, and for that, we are proud to recognize him with this letter of appreciation. The next presentation will be made by Verdugo Fire Communications Center Battalion Chief Phil Ambrose.
I'm proud to present the Professional Staff of the Year Award to Verdugo Fire Communications Center Information Services Project Manager Jason Fow. Jason has been an essential employee to the City of Glendale and surrounding agencies since before the term became commonplace. Jason is responsible for critical IT infrastructure, applications, and enterprise systems for the 911 system that serves almost 1 million citizens across 13 agencies. While ensuring all of the systems are running correctly and administrative functions are managed, Jason also handles individual requests for data and support for all 13 agencies. This past year, Jason has been available 24/7 to support the Verdugo Communications Center during several critical technology upgrades. With several agencies across the Verdugo network placing restrictions on personnel, Jason took on greater responsibility by providing support and outstanding service to those cities, ensuring that their emergency systems were working appropriately. Jason has also provided data for the fire department's COVID dashboards 7 days a week without falter. The information provided, even on his days off, provide critical information for area fire departments to plan and prepare. These efforts have allowed frontline members to respond safely and effectively during these unprecedented times. Jason Pfau is an excellent example of selfless service and an outstanding representative of our core values. The next presentation will be made by EMS Battalion Chief Brian Julian.
Hello. I'm proud to present the Ambulance Operator of the Year Award to Raul Salmeron. We are proud to recognize Ambulance Operator Raul Salmeron for his outstanding work and service of the citizens of Glendale. Raul has been an incredible example of dedication and commitment towards not only bettering himself, but the community in which he serves. After having immigrated from Mexico with his mother, Raul has helped support himself and his family by working multiple jobs and doing so at a very high level. Since being hired with the department, he has dedicated himself to being the best employee possible and is a great example to other members. A.O. Salmeron took the responsibility of completing his task books, a series of 2 books that assist ambulance operators in their professional development in record time. Completion of these books is an example of the focus he places on his future and reaching his goals, as he is now qualified to take part in further developmental training. Additionally, A.O. Salmeron has placed an emphasis on helping others. He is part of a cohort of fellow ambulance operators that volunteer at Essentia Homeless Shelter. Members of this group prepare breakfast for residents of the shelter on a regular basis. He has also assisted in the development of newly hired members as a peer instructor in our recent Ambulance Operator Academy. Unfortunately, Raul suffered a serious injury while hiking in the local mountains, requiring an extensive recovery period. This, however, did not slow him down, and he continued to make himself a valuable member of the department by assisting with administrative roles while he was recovering. Raul is an excellent example of the core values of the Glendale Fire Department. And for that, we are proud to recognize him as the 2020 Ambulance Operator of the Year. I'd like to invite Ambulance Operator Raul Salmeron here to say a few words.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm really honored today to be standing here receiving the award of Ambulance Operator of the Year. I've been with the department for 2 years, and it hasn't been easy. This is my first EMT job and my first 911 experience. The department holds really high standards for everyone, but I'm really honored to work with a lot of professionals. Everyone in this department is always willing to help you, and they always go out of their way to help with whatever you need. I will continue to serve the city of Glendale proudly, represent the Glendale Fire Department, and continue to work hard. Thank you, everyone.
The next presentation will be made by Battalion Chief and Fire Marshal Jeff Ragusa.
Hello, Jeff Ragusa, Fire Marshal, City of Glendale. I'm very proud to present the Distinguished Service Award for firefighter-paramedic Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown was born in Chino Hills, California, and at the age of 12, he moved to Raleigh, North Carolina for a 2-year stretch. Charlie found his way back to California and graduated from Moore Park High School in 2002. He continued his education, obtaining a Bachelor of Science in Exercise Science and Sports Medicine from Cal Lutheran University. He is married to his wife Lisa, and they have 3 kids, Charlie, Reese, and Evelyn. Charlie started his fire career with the City of Glendale as a fire cadet in 2007. He continued this while also working as a seasonal for Cal Fire until he was hired as a firefighter for Glendale in 2010. Over the last 10 years, Charlie has become a licensed paramedic for the department and been involved in numerous programs and committees. Charlie has been a peer instructor and an instrumental part of coordinating multiple recruit academies. He is also the co-director of Next Rung Firefighter Mental Health, which is a nonprofit organization that exists to combat mental health issues among firefighter and first responders. Charlie is currently assigned to the department's EMS sections, and he is responsible for overseeing the EMT program while maintaining and updating the department's emergency medical equipment. When Charlie is not at the fire station, he enjoys being as involved as he can with his children and community. He coaches baseball for his son, softball for his daughter, and volunteers his time as a certified CrossFit instructor. Charlie Brown has, without a doubt, upheld the core values of the Glendale Fire Department, making him the well-deserved recipient of the 2020 Distinguished Service Awards. We'd like to invite Charlie Brown to say a few words.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it greatly. I'm extremely humbled and honored to be here to accept this award, something I never thought that I might have the opportunity to do. So I just got a couple of notes here. I promise not to make it too long-winded, but first I'd like to thank God. Without him, nothing would be possible. I'd like to thank my wife, Lisa, of 14 years, my children, CJ, Reese, and Evelyn, all at home watching. Daddy's proud of you and can't wait to see you. My mom, my dad, my sister, Kirsten, and her husband, Matt, who is a law enforcement officer for the Oxnard Police Department. My in-laws, Don and Nancy, without whom and their support in my journey to become a firefighter would not be possible. I'd like to thank all those involved with today's ceremony, the Glendale Fire Foundation, the awards committee for the amount of work that they put in. Even though this is a virtual ceremony and unlike ceremonies in the past, I understand that it's no less work, so thank you. Chief Lonzis and the command staff, thank you very much for being here and presenting these awards to myself, my fellow firefighters, and citizens of the community. To the City of Glendale, without whom I wouldn't have this position, so thank you very much for the opportunity. There's a ton of people to thank in this organization because we have great people that do so much for one another. But there are a select few whom I'd like to give a special thank you, as they have given me many tools and memories that will carry me through my career. First, Captain Neil Foley. Captain Foley was my first captain on the truck when I was on probation, and is now in his fight for his life with ALS. He imparted me with the saying, just do your job. Doesn't matter if it's midnight and your job is to clean toilets, you do your job. I've kept that with me as I've continued down my career. Fire Captain Jeff Brooks, who's taught me to take care of your people. Captain Brooks was my captain on the engine at the Thomas Fire. And when we learned of the fatality of my friend Corey Iverson, Captain Brooks sheltered me and he took care of me, and I'll never forget him for that. Captain Scott Mullenbrook, who was stationed at Station 26 while I was there as well, he's taught me selflessness. That man is involved in so many different things. He puts so many others ahead of himself, and I want to thank him for imparting the selflessness attitude upon me. For my entire crew at Station 26 and my career there, with Captain Brad Boyle, Captain Greg Shaw, Engineer Tom Bale, Engineer Nark Babayan, firefighter Matt Miller, and firefighter Brian Torres for teaching me to have fun and to always remember your family and don't take the job too serious. To my academy mates and my academy cadre, class 2010, now retired Fire Captain Doug Duty, now Deputy Chief Bill Lynch, and Fire Captain Jeremy Frazier. They laid the foundation for this career. My academy mates, Captain Steve Genovese, firefighter Cesar Medina, engineer Brian Williams, engineer Jamie Rohrig, firefighter Mike Meyer, firefighter Matt Jean, firefighter Ara Zakarian, engineer Tommy Lee, and engineer Steve Pettit. You guys are my brothers, and I love you. Firefighters are not extraordinary people. We're just normal people placed in extraordinary situations, which is why I love this career. We get the rare opportunity to make a difference in someone's life when they need it most. I'm grateful for these opportunities, and I look forward to each and every one of them. There's something that stuck with me since I've walked through the doors of the GFD, and that was the saying, leave it better than you found it. And ultimately, at the end of the day, my hope is that I have done enough to leave this department, this city, this profession, and this world a little better than I found it. Thank you.
The next presentation will be made by C Platoon Battalion Chief Brian Ritchie.
I'm proud to present the Distinguished Service Award to Fire Engineer Paramedic Sean Haug. Sean Haug was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. After graduating from high school, Sean went on to serve 4 years in the United States Marine Corps from 1992 to 1996. After returning from the military and proudly serving his country, Sean continued on his pursuit of becoming a firefighter and graduated from Allen Hancock College in 2001. Sean is married to his wife, Deborah, and they have 3 daughters, Zoe, Grace, and Lola. Sean started his fire service career with the city of Glendale in 2004. Striving to give the most productivity to the department, he went on to become a licensed paramedic and qualified member of the Urban Search and Rescue Team. Sean quickly earned a position as an engineer where he continued to thrive in all aspects and where his expertise and professionalism were sought out by others in the department. His approachability with not only the community but his peers has made a dramatic impact on those around him. Sean is currently involved in training new apparatus engineers as well as serves on the Fire Apparatus Committee. When Sean isn't dedicating his time to the Glendale Fire Department, he can be found hanging out with his wife and kids or decompressing while mountain biking in our local mountains. Sean has without a doubt upheld the core values of the Glendale Fire Department, making him the well-deserved recipient of the 2020 Distinguished Service Award. We'd like to invite Fire Engineer Paramedic Sean Haug to say a few words.
Hello. I'll try to be short. Chief, thanks. Thanks for everybody. I appreciate you considering me for this. Thanks to my wife and everybody home for supporting me. It's pretty easy to come in every day, work with people that I really care about, that really enjoy the job. I have a lot of fun when I'm here, so it makes it pretty easy to put the time and effort into it. I think we have a lot of really good people at this position especially. I have a lot of fun teaching. So once again, thanks for the opportunity and thanks for this. Thank you.
I'd like to invite our next presenter to the stage. That'll be B Shift Platoon Chief Todd Tucker.
Hello. I'm proud to present our last Distinguished Service Award to Fire Captain Paramedic Joseph Donnelly. Joseph Donnelly was born in Los Angeles, California, and grew up in Atwater Village, just a short distance from Glendale. Joe went to Notre Dame High School in Sherman Oaks and played basketball, volleyball, and was part of the track team. After high school, Joe continued his education at Glendale College and Rio Hondo College, obtaining his Associates in Science and Fire Technology. Joe is married to his wife, Therese, and they have 2 kids, Angelia and Jackson. Joe was hired as a Glendale firefighter in 2002. Joe quickly went on to become a licensed paramedic and is certified on the Urban Search and Rescue Team and is a hazardous materials specialist. Adding to the long list of Joe's involvement with the department is his role as head of the department's apparatus committee. The committee ensures the proper ordering, receiving, outfitting of all new fire apparatus. With extensive research, this committee has a goal of providing the most dependable equipment for the City of Glendale, allowing for its crew members to provide the safest and most effective service to our community. Currently, Joe is assigned to the department's training and safety section. When Joe isn't dedicating his time to the Glendale Fire Department, he can be found spending time in the mountains with his wife and kids or flying his drones. Joseph Donnelly has without a doubt upheld the core values of the Glendale Fire Department, making him the well-deserved recipient of the 2020 Distinguished Service Award. We'd now like to invite Fire Captain Paramedic Joe Donnelly to come up and say a few words.
Good afternoon. First off, I'd like to thank my wife, Therese, my kids, Angelia, Jackson, my parents, my in-laws, for their amazing support during my career with the Glendale Fire Department. Being a parent now, I understand how my parents must have felt when I decided to leave college less than 2 years when I started to pursue a career in the fire service. I'm sure they were uncertain about where that would lead me, but they showed nothing but 100% support with my decision. I'm so grateful for that. I hope to give my kids the same unconditional support as they grow up. My wife, Therese, and I were dating before I was hired. She saw firsthand the dedication it took just to get the job. In a 2-year span, I took about 50 tests up and down the state, some tests out of the state. Glendale had a joint written test with Burbank. About 3,000 people showed up to that test. I hit the lotto when I was given the job offer by Fire Chief Chris Gray in 2002. Every time I show up to the station, I try to always remember that joy and eagerness I felt. I have 18 years on the job, hopefully at least another 12 to go. During that time, I've been lucky enough to be a full-time instructor in the last 3 recruit academies. That time has given me some perspective. This whole week, we are focusing on firefighter survival and RIC operations. This is the most important week, in my opinion. Our ultimate goal after serving the community is to go home safe to our loved ones at the end of the shift. There were many firefighters before me. There will be many more after I retire. I'm going to take this lotto ticket, this golden opportunity that was given to me, and make sure I leave it better than I found it. Before I finish up here, I'd like to thank the awards committee, the Fire Foundation, and GTB6 for all their time, effort, energy to make this possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Chiefs. Congratulations to all those awardees so far. Our next award is our Fire Chief Commendation. This year, the Fire Chief Commendation is a bittersweet one for me. As I mentioned at the beginning of the program, our great city manager, Yasmin Beers, is officially retiring in 3 days. Yasmin has been an incredible boss, leader, mentor, trailblazer, and friend. Her vision and steadfast dedication towards making Glendale and all of its parts the most beautiful and the safest they can be will sorely be missed. But her legacy lives on in each of us who remain committed to those very same ideals. So Yasmin, it is my pleasure to present to you this Fire Chief Commendation, which reads, Yasmin Beers, thank you for 33 years of dedicated, selfless service to the City of Glendale. Your tireless leadership is deeply embedded into the fabric of this organization and has helped to shape this community into what it is today. As a true public servant, you have committed a majority of your life to the betterment of our employees, residents, businesses, and visitors. You have worked hard to make Glendale a great place to live, work, and play. Furthermore, your support of public safety and of the Glendale Fire Department have been instrumental in our success as a Class 1 fire department. Your foresight and guidance has allowed us to serve our community in an unparalleled manner. On behalf of all the men and women of the Glendale Fire Department, thank you for everything you have done for us and for our community. We are all better because of you. I'd like to invite Yasmin up to say a few words.
Thank you, Chief Lanzas. This is a surprise. I knew something was happening and an award of some sorts, but wasn't sure exactly what that award was. And so to receive the Chief's Award is very humbling for me. So thank you, Chief Lanzas, for the kind words and for this distinguished honor. I will tell you, you all know, and I've been speaking to different groups as I've done my farewell tour for the last almost 50, 60 days. And I've been off now for a week and a half, and this is my first time I've put on heels in a week and a half, and it was kind of strange, I'll tell you. You get used to that life rather quickly. What I've said is, to be part of this organization called the City of Glendale for 33 years and not at any time want to go elsewhere, there's something special about this organization. And you can't just find that and make that by chance. It happens because of the men and women that make up this fantastic organization, and of course the fire department is a huge part of that. And my ability and my honor to work with all of you throughout the years in different capacities has been very important to me, and I've held it with high regard because of your professionalism, your hard work, your excellence, and your dedication. I would put you up against any organization in the United States and worldwide because of the heart and soul that you all have. And I truly mean that. It's not because I'm leaving. I've said that always. There's something special about Glendale, don't forget that. You know, from the train derailment that occurred many years ago, I was there that first day alongside many of you. Probably shouldn't have gone because I needed some help after, I'll be honest, based on some of the things I saw. To the floods, to fires and earthquakes, and the daily calls that you all have, from civilian to sworn, my hat's off to every single one of you. And now a pandemic, my goodness. A pandemic, something that just doesn't seem quite real to any one of us. The only reason why I am stepping away, and it's the right time for me, is because I know the city is in the appropriate trajectory. We're prepared, we've been prepared, and we have responded accordingly. And we will continue to do so because of the men and women who make up the city of Glendale, and today in particular, all of you. So with that, Chief Lanzas, to you and your entire command staff and the fire department, to the Fire Foundation, Sunrise Rotary, and all of you, I thank you. Always remember to provide service above self. Thank you.
We'll do pictures after. Thank you, Yasmin. Our final awards for this year's ceremonies is our unit citations. Unit citations are awarded to companies who performed outstanding during the course of their duties and have shown extraordinary courage and exemplified our core values. On January 16, 2020, at 2:48 p.m., Glendale Fire Department resources were dispatched to reports of an unknown type fire at 140 Carr Drive in the city of Glendale. A couple of minutes after the dispatch, Engine 23, who was returning to quarters, saw the smoke and self-initiated themselves to the area. Engine 23 arrived on scene and reported a two-story, pre-33 center hallway apartment building with smoke showing. A subsequent report by Fire Captain Brian Garindo, who was the captain on Engine 23 that day, advised multiple victims were trapped on the second floor and would require immediate rescue. Captain Garindo directed his two firefighter paramedics, Ara Zakarian and Pat Hemmens, to immediately place a ladder to a balcony on the second floor to initiate the rescue of trapped civilians. While the firefighters were placing the ladder and effecting the rescue, engineer Lance Meunier pulled a hose line to a lower-level cellar door and began to knock down the impinging fire. A total of 5 civilians, including a young child, were rescued by the actions of this crew. The fire was in the fully developed stage and was located in the lower portion of the structure, with heavy smoke throughout the first and second floors. It would later be determined that the building also had a basement with active fire throughout. After rescuing the civilians, Engine Company 23 transitioned to fight the fire in the lower portion of the apartment building. 40 minutes into the firefight, the first floor collapsed into the fully involved basement. Fire Captain Brian Garindo fell into the basement. Firefighter Zakarian, who was at the entry door with his captain when he fell in, immediately and without regard for his own safety, dove headfirst into the burning basement to attempt to rescue his captain. Immediately following the floor collapse and upon hearing the need to rescue two of our own, Truck Company 29 was assigned as the rapid intervention crew on this incident, immediately deployed and began to work on saving their partners. Firefighter paramedic Ara Zakarian was able to be rescued by other firefighters who were close to the collapsed area and was quickly treated and transported to a local hospital. Firefighter Pat Hemmons immediately grabbed a hose line near the front door and opened it up, thus spraying the fire that was around Captain Garindo. Truck Company 29, led by Captain Jernigan, utilizing the thermal imaging camera, quickly went into the burning basement and were able to locate Captain Garindo. The crew essentially was able to locate and remove Captain Garindo in a matter of minutes. Firefighter Zakarian suffered multiple soft tissue injuries and required surgery to remove debris from his left wrist. Captain Garindo suffered second-degree burns to both wrists and was treated at a local hospital and received follow-up care from the Grossman Burn Center. Both employees have made a full recovery and are back to full duty. The actions of these two companies and all who were involved on January 16th were heroic, courageous, and outstanding. As I mentioned earlier, nothing we do alone. Every single member of our department came together that day and in the days and weeks following. After leaving the scene that day and before I could get to the hospital to check on our injured members, our Glendale Firefighters Local 776 President Steve Keys, as well as other off-duty members and family, were already at the hospital providing support. As if these actions aren't enough, following the events of that day, we compiled a team made up of members of our training section and members of the Los Angeles Regional Training Group to conduct a full after-action report of the incident to provide us lessons learned. The result of that report was a 30-minute after-action video and a 30-page written report. The report and video have been shared across the country and have been viewed on our YouTube page over 20,000 times. I feel strongly that these brave men and women not only saved 5 civilians that day, they helped to save their own members, and the lessons learned through the after-action video and report will help to save lives into the future. The teamwork and camaraderie that I saw that day and in the days and weeks following are the definition of commitment, dedication, honor, and respect. As I again congratulate the entire organization, I am proud to present Engine Company 23 and Truck Company 29, each with a unit citation. Let's give him a hand. Thank you. Well done. Congratulations to all our 2020 Glendale Fire Department Award recipients. We're proud of you, and we're proud to serve this great city. We are also grateful to our beloved sponsors. We'd like to take a moment to acknowledge those sponsors. I'd like to take a moment to thank our fifth alarm and fire chief sponsors, ABC 7, Age of Learning, Paul Williams, Greg Astorian, Zavin Kazazian, Dignity Health, Glendale Memorial Hospital, Adventist Health, Glendale, Broadmoor Financial Corporation, Dr. David and Jane Vyar, Brian Berg, SP Plus, the Glendale College Foundation, and Burj Karapetian. We couldn't do it without your support. I would also like to thank a few people who have worked tirelessly to ensure today's celebration was a success. Firefighter paramedics Matt Andrew and Grant Hardiman, Glendale Fire Foundation board member Alex Gazalpour, and the entire GTV6 team. Thank you. Thank you once again for joining our award ceremony today. We hope to see you in person next year. To close out our 2020 awards ceremony, and in honor of all the fallen firefighters who have paid the ultimate sacrifice, and with special honor to San Francisco firefighter Jason Cortez, who tragically lost his life in a horrible training accident last week. Please join me in welcoming two of our rookies from GFD Class 19-1 firefighter paramedics Chris Ashbaugh and Keith Mayberry as they perform their honor rendition of Amazing Grace.
you.